Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring on our top right hand side the Red Protoss, University of Virginia's AceElite. Red Protoss, which is Diamond to Masters. He was Masters in the past, currently Diamond. I'm not sure if he's just going to climb up to Masters. I have no idea. I don't know, it was cool to see University of Virginia. I looked it up. That's what UVA stands for. I go to the University of Maryland, so I see UVA people every now and then. So it's cool. It's nice. I hope that they have a collegiate StarCraft like team, and I'm honestly curious about that. So I'm going to look into that. That's going to be cool. Red Protoss, top right corner, merry-go-round. On the top left, we have from Team Dust, theWalrus. I don't know if he goes to college. He could be 30 years old. I do know that he's got a kick-ass little symbol right there, and he plays Terran, and he is also Diamond to Master. Both guys currently in Diamond, both guys previously Masters, if that makes sense to you. I sure hope it does, because it makes sense to me. And that's all you really need to know. Merry-go-round, 3 different spawn locations. We've got the two top ones, kind of opposite to each other. Very standard map. Low ground, natural, early scout coming out from the Walrus. Also early gas first build coming out from the Terran player. So that's neat. Gateway first looks like from AceElite. So just the very standard opening from him. It's odd to see the gas first. Usually that shows us it's going to be an early factory, especially at the Diamond to Masters level. Early factory really can afford to throw that down later if you're going to go for that classic Reaper opening. However, with the early SCV from the Walrus, it's probably going to get all the scouting he needs to. He's going to be checking out that gas. Gas started after Gateway. Doesn't really signal, doesn't really telegraph a hyper aggressive build. No super early tech. Is going to be getting in there at just the right time to count out how many pylons are there. Are there any missing? Anything like that. But with the gas just finishing up, there's really no reason to suspect any sort of cheese coming out from Ace or Elite. So the Walrus is going to be feeling kind of comfortable. He's got that early gas. He's going to have that early tech lead. He's going to be able to throw that extra gas into something, presumably an add-on from the barracks, followed by an immediate factory. However, he could be rushing towards a starport. He could be rushing towards Banshees. We will definitely see. It's interesting to see that he is banking up just a little bit of extra money. Is that going to go into a factory as soon as the barracks is done, or is that going to go into a CC? And yeah, oh wow, even using the same SCV and a reactor immediately thereafter. So probably going to be Hellions, probably. Yeah, I would say Hellions. Hellions are kind of an unorthodox thought against Protoss, just because they have so many units that do so well against them, specifically Stalkers. However, they can be very aggressive early on, especially on a place like Merry-Go-Round, where you have this massive open ramp, very difficult for Stalkers, or rather Sentries, to throw down enough force fields to actually keep them pinned up. So I would say that's going to be a really neat play. I would also love to see some sort of a starport immediately following this. He does have that early gas. He does have some Vespene left over. He could definitely afford to throw down a starport and be kind of aggressive with that. You can either use them as a drop for the Hellions or transition very smoothly into the Banshees. Both of them very standard kind of transitions from that early aggression. 2 Hellions on the production tab, so absolutely fantastic from the Walrus. What is the Acer do? Oh, nice. Starport also going down on the bottom right-hand side. That's cool. I like this positioning. He's going to be able to immediately make a medevac, and the Hellions are so fast they're going to actually be able to walk over here by the time the Starport is done, load themselves out to it, maybe 2, maybe 4 if he's going to wait for that second round of Hellions. He's making 2 more immediately, so that those 4 Hellions are going to be able to drop right in here, really taken by surprise. However, Ace or Elite does have that mothership core out, so he's definitely going to have enough energy to throw down a photon overcharge. So we'll see how the Walrus actually deals with that. He could dart in and actually draw out the mothership core, but that would mean revealing his starport, revealing the fact that he's got those medevacs out, so that's not going to be preferable. Oh wow. So this is neat. Walrus is actually moving in to specifically to draw out that overcharge. So this is a great play from the Walrus, costing him 1 Hellion, but that is totally fine. What this does is it draws the energy from the mothership core. It's not going to have enough energy to throw down a second overcharge as soon as those Hellions actually hit the field. So this is a really well thought out play from the Walrus. I like this a lot. And his build is moving so fast, I barely had enough time to talk about anything else. Tech Lab, that's probably just for the transition. So if this is successful, the Walrus is going to need to be defensive. If these Hellions get in there and do a lot of damage, Ace is going to immediately move out and start doing damage of his own, trying to equalize it. And so he's going to need a siege tank back at home. The Walrus will need a siege tank back at home to actually deal with that. Early robotics facility coming out from Ace or Elite. Observer is going to be able to see exactly what's going on back at home. And what's going on is that the CC has only just been started. He's got a huge push in route right now. 3 gateways coming out. That's going to be fantastic. 3-star stalkers is really all you need to deal with the number of Hellions that are going to be moving in. 4 Hellions in the medevac moving in from the south side. Nice positioning from the pylon. Really nice flight path from the Walrus, making it so that these the medevac is only revealed at the absolute worst opportune time. Mothership core way out of position to help. However, a Immortal pops out just in the nick of time, and it looks like these Hellions are going to be cleaned up. Oh no, the turn! The probes stop well before the mineral line actually stopping and getting cut it off, and it looks like 10 workers killed in the favor of the Walrus, really justifying that entire push. Did the medevac survive? Yes, she did, and it looks like she's going back home. A tech lab already on, already starting up that Banshee transition that I was talking about due to the positioning. Did we miss any more? Yeah, we missed 4 more workers going down. Oh, that was from that last Hellion, that escaped that first time. So 4 go down up here for 10, and then another one comes down here for 1 more. We've got 23 over 28 harvesters. However, remember that Nexus is totally up and running and mining. This guy's still a CC, not even an orbital, not capable of making SCVs until he lands, and then even then he's going to be making himself into an orbital command. So the Walrus is definitely farther behind on economy than we actually expect, but this is kind of equalizing right now. 29 over 26. This is what I was talking about with Acer, though. He's moving out right now. He's only got 2 Immortals, but he's got those 3 gateways continually churning out units. A lot of Stalkers, a lot of Zealots, a lot of Sentries. Is going to be able to do quite a lot of damage. This is not enough to hold that back. The Siege Tank is awesome if this was very gateway unit heavy. However, with these 2 Immortals, he's going to be able to shred that Siege Tank in seconds, and without even two bunkers filled, this missile turret's not going to finish up. In fact, the Ace doesn't even give Walrus enough time to finish off the wall off, walks it there, 1-hit kill the Siege Tank, and this wall completely is just decimated. At the same time, is that Banshee up? Is that Banshee attacking? Those 2 Banshees are attacking. Oh man, the Walrus is doing a hell of a lot of extra damage back at home to the economy. It's really nice force field right on the ramp, making it so that all of the workers that were trying to retreat from the Walrus's natural do go down. 24 workers killed to 8 right now. It looks like this orbital is going to go down. No, the Walrus, wow, getting kind of lucky there that the Ace decided not to take down that orbital command. In fact, he's trying to break down this front door at the same time the Banshees are doing a hell of a lot of damage, but this is the deciding factor. Can Ace actually deal with the infrastructure? Can he get in there sitting on top of the units as they're being churned out? This base is absolutely getting ransacked. Speaking of getting ransacked, the Stalkers aren't being made enough to actually deal with the cloaked Banshees. 2 Banshees cloaked, 11 and 7 kills. Absolutely brutal. We see the overcharge on the Nexus, however, with no detection in range, and I believe there was an observer with this force. Yes, there is. It's a shame that this observer is here and not back at home. Only 60 gas, and it looks like the robotics facility was depowered before that last observer managed to poke its head out of the robotics facility. So that is absolutely devastating for poor AceElite. These Banshees are going to have absolutely free reign. However, no, actually, no. This force doesn't have enough anti-air to deal with those Banshees. Even with 3, not even a 4th one coming out from the Walrus, this right here is not enough to deal with 4 Banshees. I'm not 100% sure what Ace can do. He has enough minerals to rebuild a Nexus, but does he have any probes? He's got 4 probes. Okay, so what he needs to do, I have no idea how he gets out of this. I think the Walrus might have this, because he did succeed in lifting off, even keeping that second orbital alive. He is rebuilding a Nexus down here in the natural for the Walrus. So, I mean, that's clever, but it's not enough. It's not nearly enough. Even though Ace has succeeded in completely wiping the Terran base off of the map, there's still enough units that are capable of flying. There's still enough buildings that are capable of flying that the Walrus is going to be able just to crush anything and everything that Ace has on the ground. These Stalkers, these handful of Stalkers, this one Stalker, and these 5 Sentries are not enough to actually deal with the Banshees, let alone cloak Banshees. These guys are all going to have enough energy to cloak again, even for a handful of seconds once those units get within range. And once they cloak, I mean, what can Ace do? He can't do anything at all. I think this game is totally over. This was really, really well done by the Walrus, though. I really like the transition. The Hellions are totally something that nobody expects against Protoss, because they have such good units to deal with them. However, what they can't deal with is the speed of the attack. Here comes the Guardian Shield, and oh man, no, the Banshees don't turn. Okay, they do turn. They cloak. However, the cloak is seen through by the observer. The Nexus does go down. I'm not 100% sure why the Walrus is retreating with 5 Banshees. He definitely can overpower this force, and I think Ace agrees with him. He is retreating. Is the Banshee? No. Where is the observer? Is the observer following them? No? It must be in the main force. Yeah, it is. Going back home, the only way that I can see this happening, this winning, is if this Nexus was remade here, or the mothership has enough to overcharge this Nexus and make it so the oh no. Okay, yeah. So he still has 4 probes. I thought for a second he didn't have enough to mine at all, and he couldn't remake a pylon. So yeah, he is going to be remaking a pylon. This standstill is absolutely brutal. Oh wow, I didn't even notice that the Walrus managed to save almost 8 SCVs. So that's going to absolutely jumpstart his economy. Zealot has scouted out the orbital commands. However, even if they decide to land with the Banshees here, this flight is just going to be able to destroy that Zealot in a matter of seconds. And so, yeah, it looks like we stabilized for a handful of moments. However, the Walrus is going to be able to, without a doubt, destroy the Protoss whenever he decides to. Whenever he wants to, he can move out and crush them. I'm not 100% sure what the Walrus is rating for. Something that might swing things in the favor for Ace is if, for whatever reason, the Banshees get within range of the Nexus and that overcharge does go down. With the Observer there, he might be able to pick off 1 or 2 of them, and if he does manage to pick off 1 or 2 of them, maybe the rest of the ground force is capable of taking out the remaining 4 Banshees. I'm not 100% sure though, and I think the Walrus is going to be moving in a couple of seconds. This is tense. This is tense because now I don't know if I think whenever the Protoss force was in here trying to pick out those Banshees, I think I think undoubtedly the Walrus could have crushed them, but now I don't think the Walrus can push in to this Nexus with this overcharge within range of the mothership, especially with the Observer there to see through that cloak. I think that's a trap, and I think that the Walrus is rightfully so shying away from that. However, every second that goes on, the Walrus is going to be able to skyrocket. He's still got a bunker, barracks. He's still got a factory. All he has to do is remake some supply depots, throw down these comical amount of mules, and you can just see how many minerals he's got. Just crank out a lot of Marines, deal with the rest of these buildings up here on the minimap, and then just use the rest of your Banshees to fly around. Where is he scanning? Oh, he is scanning his own natural. That's awesome. Identifying exactly where it is. Immediately the Banshees swing over in that direction, and even with that overcharge, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be enough. It might be enough. It might be enough. This is going to be a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, especially if the Walrus decides to attack into that Nexus with that overcharge. But, I mean, he's been so cautious today, so I don't expect him to stick around for very much longer. The reaction goes off. There goes the overcharge. Where is the Observer? Yes, it is within range, drawing out that first overcharge. However, that's just a ticking time bomb. That eventually it's going to tick down. I think he's got enough. Ace decides to GG out and leave. He had enough energy for a second one, but even with a second one, all he's doing is delaying the inevitable. He does, I guess maybe he could have rushed out a forge or something like that. Get a forge, get a single photon cannon. And maybe with 2 or 3 photon cannons, he probably could have bought himself a little bit longer. But even with 2 or 3 of them, there's always going to be an edge where you can pick off that Nexus. And then as this goes on, this Terran war machine is just going to spiral out of control. And that's really just what it was. Is Walrus was out of control. You know what else is out of control is my affection for you guys. Thanks for watching my video. If you have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I am Ibigandscary. Bye.